Hi everyone, welcome to the Fatherless Daughter Movement. My name is Dina Babel, and today on Reality Check I want to talk about Miss Leah Remini. Most of you may know her as an activist, a mother, a wife, an actress. She had a long-standing show, Kings and Queens, that went on for 9 or 10 seasons, I think it was. Now she's in a show, doing a show right now where she stars, and it's called Leah Remini, Scientology, The Aftermath. And last night I was watching it. We're in season 2, and I had my nice little glass of rosé, and I was watching the show. And I like that she's no holds bar. I like that she gets in your face, and I like that she speaks up for people that she feels can't speak up for themselves. That's where I feel a common denominator with her. I feel as though I'm the voice of fatherless daughters, and I'm speaking up for the things that they can or will not say for themselves. And what Leah Remini said last night on her show was this: I was looking for somewhere to belong. Because I was not brought up with my biological father, I did not know where I belonged or who I belonged with. Her parents divorced when she was 7 years old. Her mother was single and finding it hard to make ends meet when she met another guy, and he brought her into the Church of Scientology, where Leah remained from 9 years old to 37. And from what we're learning in the show is there's so many things that happened to her that she witnessed that she did not want to be a part of, but really didn't know any better because she got into it at such a young age. I don't want to get into the family dynamics. I'm sure her mother feels guilty for a lot of this, but I want to give her mom props because she, along with Leah and the rest of their family, her husband, her daughter, her mother's third husband, and the rest of her family all left Scientology together. Now, I don't want to say that really loud because I'm in Atlanta and there is a new Scientology building, and so I hope they don't have like a long lens camera checking me out while I make this video. But it is scary to watch what went on in that so-called religion. What I do want to focus on is Leah Remini, though, and being a fatherless daughter. It is people like her that remind us what happens in the trajectory that a daughter's life can go in when she doesn't have a father figure around to protect her. She said she didn't know where she belonged, and when she came into the Church of Scientology, it was the allure that brought her in, the fine dining, she was able to make money. It felt like a family. It felt like a place where she could belong. And that's what most fatherless daughters do. I don't find it odd that this happened to her. I found it odd that it didn't happen, or it wouldn't have happened, because most of these fatherless daughters go where they feel they belong. We get a bad rap. We get a bad rap for stumbling through our process of healing and our journey of fatherlessness, because what we have to do is put the pieces back together. We have to understand how to parent ourselves, and as we grow older and we learn more and we learn to be better, we understand, hey, I look back at that little girl and she was lost. She didn't know where to go. She was just looking for love and looking for somewhere she belonged, as Leah Remini has said. Many of these girls can end up in sex trafficking. They can end up being strippers for a time. They can end up falling in love or getting married early or having a baby out of wedlock or doing drugs or stealing or some type of crime. There's so many things that these daughters can fall into, just looking for someone to love them in a place where they belong. Now, that's not every fatherless daughter. That's not where they all end up or where they all belong or where they all stay. The beautiful part is watching the arc of Leah Remini's life. She stumbled. She was in this so-called religion. She believed it with everything she had. Just like if you've married young, if maybe you've dropped out of school too young, or you had a child out of wedlock with the wrong person, you can always turn your life around. And we as fatherless daughters end up doing that. We get enough time and experience under our belt, and what we do is we realize that the coping mechanisms that we learned and gathered along the way are no longer working for us. And one day we wake up and we say, what the hell? What have I been doing wrong? I gotta figure this whole thing out. I gotta start over. and we go back and we fill in the pieces and we start over and we start becoming the adult versus leading with that inner child. And that's what Leah Remini's doing. On the show, I see so many kids, grown adults who were fatherless, who not only had to deal with what happened in the church and the lies and the brainwashing that happened in the church, but also trying to figure out, why did my father leave me? Why did he choose the church over me? Why does he not want to be a part of my life? That's a whole different form of abandonment. But as fatherless daughters, we're just looking for a parent that loves us. We're looking to be part of a bigger unit, a bigger place, a bigger part of society. So yes, we may stumble. Yes, we may look for ourselves in the wrong places, but eventually we get it together. And usually what happens is some big major life circumstance kind of shakes us to our core, where we feel abandoned or re-abandoned, just like the pain we felt in childhood. And what happens is we go put ourselves back together. And when we do, honey, we soar. Just like Leah Remini. She has found purpose. She's leading other people just like fatherless daughters always do. She is putting others in front of herself, no matter what the outcome. She's taken charge by saying on national television and using her voice to help so many people not fall into the pattern that she fell into by getting into this church. She's not taking any shit off anybody, not anymore. She's learned that her voice is valuable. She's learned that the Church of Scientology is not her cup of tea. It's not what she needs to have in her life. And she's found a way to bring a positive impact into these people that were part of this church and somehow found a way to get out. And that's what I do as an expert on fatherlessness. I help them go back and figure out where their life took a detour, how they can fix it and turn it around so that they too can make a breakthrough from their past into a purposeful future. Leah Remini, you're my hero, girl. I appreciate everything you're doing. I love watching your show. You make us fatherless daughters proud. Thanks.